Howdy, sports fans. Ed here, and welcome to 30 Day Challenge TV. This is a pre recorded segment. Excellent. And what I wanted to show you was a fantastic example of a business that is using Twitter just beautifully. Now, I have a lot in common with this particular person, and I was just thrilled when he actually, funnily enough, gave me a tweet, and I just went and had a look at it because he mentioned that he was doing a good thing with business. And I don't mind you showing, because what this guy does is so unique that there's no point competing, and it really is just stupendous. And it's actually it's funny. It's a passion of mine, this particular business, but not one I ever considered to look at handcrafted stuff. There are so many artisans out there now, and of course I know in the guitar world I tend to not get guitars from Fender or Gibson anymore. There are these amazing guys who work in their garages and that make these incredible guitars. They're handcrafted. They've got just the bee's knees of components, and they make the neck exactly how you like them, and all of these sorts of things. And they literally hand custom make the guitar for you. Nike are doing this with shoes, and as we talked about in this week when we talked about Daniel Pink and his A Whole New Mind book, this whole concept of being able to design your own thing or use custom handmade things is such a huge part of society as we move forward. So it's a real thrill to talk to you about Richard and Richard Inc. Check this out. Now, this site, Richard, and the guy's name's Richard Merritt, and apart from being a guitar super enthusiast and a great player, also a lover of coffee as well, so we've got a heck of a lot in common. He's also a bit of a pipe man. That's not my thing, but as you can hear, my lungs are completely conkers. But as you'll see soon, I think Richard has absolutely nailed how to use the blog and use Twitter and show off what are these. I mean, check these out. These most astounding pen. I mean, look at this fountain pen. Oh my goodness. I mean, that is just superb. Just absolutely superb. But let's have a look at, we're not here to check out the pen porn, although I have been doing that for the last few days. I mean, his workmanship is extraordinary. But what I wanted to talk about was his taking of stuff that he's learnt in the 30-day challenge and elsewhere and apply it to his real-world business. And this is something that I really need to emphasize this year, is the biggest successes that we've had out of the 30-day challenge this past 12 months, without even close to being a question, are people who take what they've learnt in the 30-day challenge and apply it to their real-world business. We've had extraordinary success. So, you know, and people ask me, oh, can I use this in my business? The answer is yes, and this is an awesome example of it. So this is actually a blog. Richard's got a traditional site. You can see here Indie Public, which I haven't checked out yet. Well, it'll tell me. Check that out. So that's part of his range. And then there's Richard's the site. And now, interestingly, Twitter. And I want to take you to Twitter in a second, because I think the way he uses Twitter for his target audience and everything is just brilliant. But here's the cool thing. By doing a blog, and because he makes beautiful handcrafted pens, it's just a perfect opportunity that each pen that he makes actually gets its own blog post. This has an extraordinary thing, and check this out. I'm so jealous of this. I love this fountain pen, but I am so jealous of this one. Check this one. This is Miss Meliss here. Oh, that's not the one I wanted, but check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, where are we? Where are we? There we are, the artisan pencil. Check this out. Just superb. I've just started drawing, and look at this. Just beautiful. But anyway, the point is, it's sold, but look what he does here. This is just so good. You personalise it. It's sold to Melissa, Grand Prairie, Texas. Grand Prairie, I should say, Texas. Which is great. And look, check this out. You can check out the pen. Just beautiful. Look at that wood. Look at that case. And check this out. Comments. How smart a use of comments. I just tweeted you, but I had more to say, and I just tweeted you, hello? When that language come into the vernacular? Well, take it from me. It's going to be more and more and more. Let's have a look. The pencil in this post, is it still available? My stepfather is a pencil fanatic and uses those horrid cheap mechanical things. You clearly take commissions. How much do you charge for such things? I've also added your blog roll at my main blog. He's conducted business. And I'm pretty sure he sold it to her too. Using a blog. Now, the thing about blogs, of course, is that they're so easy to update. And they're so easy to automate. And he's just done this so tastefully. I just think it's brilliant, because when you're buying a pen, what do you want to know? You want to know its construction. Check all this out here. He describes it. He gives you a story. And this is a brilliant thing. And wait till you see what Twitter does to the story here. And it's just so clever. Just brilliant. So you can subscribe to his posts. You can subscribe. But look at this. Fountain pen care tips. This is so cool, because when you need to personalize your product, and all those people who are doing eBay stores, this is so important. This is what we're talking about, where you start to care for your customers, where you start to really bring them in. Remember, high concept, high touch. They're the messages from Daniel Pink's A Whole New Mind. This is both of those things. Look, he's demonstrating expertise by answering this question. There's so much psychology in this. I don't allow anyone to write with one of my fountain pens because they're so special. And it's just beautiful. And it's true, I might add. It's absolutely true. And he goes on to explain it. Just brilliant. What else have we got here? We've got, the workbench here. Let's have a look at the workbench and check that out. So, look at this. I mean, just incredible pictures, talking about himself, and just making all of these additions as part of this entire process. Just a brilliant way of doing this type of site. It just makes, oh, look at this. Some Australian she oak. That's a beautiful, look at that. Anyway, we're not here just to look at Richard's pens. And by the way, if you're in the market for a pen, why not? Gary Halbert used to have special pens. And I have, in fact, and I've got to say here, with the Mont Blanc pen that I have, I use this for signing. This is the deal that this is the pen that I use to sign up for my when I sold my websites. And this is the pen I use to sign the contracts with. But I feel silly now because I've supported Mont Blanc, and there are guys like this out there who, price-wise, are fantastic, but also are, much better. They're just much better pens. So it's just really, really clever usage. But let me show you the Twitter, and the Twitter is where it gets really cool. Now you can see here that he's got the updated what I'm doing. And Icky Thump, I don't know whether that's the reference to either the White Stripes in their most recent album, or much more importantly, the Goodies episode from the 70s with the incredible martial arts that is Icky Thump. Probably was gobbledygook to most of you then, but people who know what I mean. But let's check out what he actually does on Twitter, because I just think it's fantastic. Okay, so, and nice bit of viral marketing there, Twitter. But look at it, I just love this. Taking it easy today, he's not just having a smoke, he's smoking a Maestro de Page pipe, which is a gift from artist, and there's the Twitter. Maybe head out to the studio. Look at that, just brilliant. Hooked up a new LCD with his design production looking good. Talking about doing maintenance. Now you've got to remember, where this looks, when you do this, if you look at this from the point of view of, obviously it's latest at the top with these Twitter pages. He's talking to people, and look at this, the way he talks to people, and this is crucial. When you reply to people and it appears in your stream like this, when somebody's going to look at it, you need to not only give your reply, but make your reply so it's readable to other people so they don't feel left out of the conversation. And if you have a look here, you can see that I've actually only photographed a small fraction of my work. I'll get around to it. No, not new material. I do pens in several types of resins, acrylics and celluloids, as well as wood bills. See, responding to the question, but also answering it as well. Some other cool stuff there as well. Fan of the guy's music. Reading his email and writing messages, smoking a nice blend of local blended tobacco. You see, it's detail and it's engaging and it's communicating. He's not trying to sell anything here. He's not pitching you. And that's my greatest fear for all of you people who've just jumped onto Twitter. If you pitch people, you're gone. You're history, because Twitter is the most wonderful, democratic messaging system ever invented. Because if somebody goes and doesn't follow you anymore, they're not going to get your messages. Too bad. So sad. And that's brilliant. And that is absolutely the way it should be. And so it really does this. He's got a new blog post, checking messages, and then it's back into the studio to work on a celluloid fountain pen. You feel part of the creation process. And this, to me, is where it's exciting, particularly for anybody who's involved in crafts, guitar, a luthier for a guitar or anything like that. See, Twitter, by its very nature, is something that you can do very quickly and very easily and not break your flow. So if you were doing any type of creative endeavor or anything, just to let people know how you're going as you're making it, maybe the occasional photo or anything, they feel involved and they'll pay much more. Like, there's a financial benefit to this. The more of a story, the more likely people are to buy. And they don't. And here's the best thing: when you're telling a story and when you're doing it like Richard's doing it here on Twitter, you're not being sold to. You don't feel like you're being sold to. It completely disengages all of the I'm being sold to defense mechanisms. And I don't know whether Richard's set out to do that deliberately or not, but what he's done is he's passionate about what he does, and that comes through with every post. I mean, look at this. Look at the great feedback here from Miss Melissa, who I told you she bought that pen, and that was brilliant. So, I try to be super anal about quality, but you said anal, about quality, and do it how I would expect. Answering a response, but what's that told a prospective buyer? And did he have to tell you, I take incredible care of my... No, he said it in a conversation. You've got to understand the psychology of this and how important it is. It's not me telling... it's not the classic person buying used car salesman interaction. It's like two people are standing here talking and discussing my Snowball microphone, and a third person comes in, listens in to this conversation, goes, oh wow, they think that Snowball is pretty cool. It's just brilliant. You've got to understand it, and this is why Twitter is so amazing in marketing. My greatest fear is that people will just go out there and pitch their stuff and throw affiliate links, and just that's all they do. Seth Godin did a brilliant post in the last couple of days, I must dig it up, where he talks about, if you do want to sell somebody something, there's nothing wrong with selling stuff to people, don't get me wrong, particularly on Twitter. I'm all for that. I do that. But it's about preparation. It's about, if you just follow somebody one day and then try to sell them something the next, it's just bad practice. And the cool thing, and why am I not worried about it? Why am I not worried at stuffing up Twitter? Because people, if you're noisy and you offer no value, click. See you later forever. And that's brilliant. I just love it. Love it for that. So there you have it. This, hey, buy some of Richard's pens because they're just brilliant. But more importantly, have a look at how this guy is conducting his artisan business, because This is a guy who takes great passion in what he does. And have I ever met Richard? No, except for a couple of tweets. I haven't met him. But I've just looked at this, and I'm only getting this from what the website is telling me. I encourage you to go and have a look at it and have a think about how you can use Twitter and blogs for your own real-world business or your own sort of e-store business. Just brilliant. Well done, Richard, I say. Well done.